Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where last episode we set up this naval invasion, which is invisible, and I believe this is because of the Ottoman Empire down over here. This isn't super shocking necessarily. What is kind of shocking is that it's invisible. However, I believe we may be able to right-click on this order to delete all orders now that I've read that tooltip. Let's see if that works. Yes. Yes, it does. Fantastic. So now we should be able to assign these guys to this naval invasion. And they'll go as soon as they can, but we lack the naval supremacy down over here right now. So that could be potentially problematic. Our current naval supremacy is 17.5%. And I believe we need 75 for this. We have low enemy intel here as well. Okay. So, I believe that we do currently need 75 in order to launch this, but I'm not 100% on that. I forget what the number is. That is absolutely okay for now. Now, these guys don't have anything assigned to them. That's okay. I do want to get the Ottoman Empire happier with us. They're plus 60 right now, which is pretty good opinion. And if we were to look at the Bosporus Strait here, so permission type is currently neutral. And then the Dardanelles over here, of course, is also neutral. But for now, we don't even need to be able to get through this, right? That's not the biggest thing in the world. Right now, what we need to be able to do is we need to attack the Philippines. So let's get that done. And then we can maybe think about an attack. I don't think we think about an attack in South America yet. It's going to be a long, long time before we're ready to do that. So I think for the moment, we kind of just let the world tension decline a little bit. It's been going down by 0.5 per month, and that's going to take a long time, right? But we are interested in that happening. So let's tick on forward. We're going to get the Philippines to capitulate eventually. The question is, what's our naval supremacy? Well, actually, right now it's 100%. So right now we'd be able to launch this. Not now, but there are windows where we're apparently able to launch that. Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to be attacking up over here, and hopefully we're able to take this naval base. That would be a good thing. We'll see if that ends up happening. But for the time being, these guys, of course, need to prepare their naval invasion. And once that is prepared, let's see, we can take a look at this tooltip here. That tooltip is not popping up for the moment. Okay, well, regardless, that will eventually fire. And we can see right now that we're at that 17.6. Now we're at 13.8. Okay, that is reasonably fine. We can lower the autonomy of a subject. And which subject is this? Ah, Kutai. Okay, so we can annex Kutai. And we are definitely happy to do that. Now, that gave us this infantry division, which is not a normal infantry division. So we'll put that in our foreign division template. So that'll be fine. We'll grab strategic destruction. That'll be okay. Cool. Now, we have no Air Force right now, and our Navy is really, really, really bad. So that is definitely a concern. No doubt about that. We are going to be finishing up some technology fairly soon here. So atomic research is being worked on, rubber processing, advanced guided missiles, modern medium airframes. We're going to be done with our air research very, very soon. So that, of course, means that we're going to start making planes. Really, the only planes I'm interested in making at this time are probably air superiority fighters. So we'll get that going, but we do have these infantry divisions ready to be sorted on in. We'll move them into this army, and that'll be absolutely fine. We're still short a little bit on rubber, and I would like to do something about that. Can we build fuel refineries yet? Yes, we can. We only need 2. So where are we going to build these? Well, let's build one, say, up over here. And one up over here. And I'm going to build an additional one here. So we're just going to build the 3 fuel refineries for now. That'll be fine. And that will bring us positive in our resources for the moment. Now, down here in Kutai, I believe that we already had queued up the infrastructure. Yes, indeed. We're constructing in our vassal states for the express purpose of being able to annex them. So that's good. We can see these guys are about a third done with their preparations for this naval invasion. Okay, that'll be fine. So with that in mind, we do have this Mountaineer Division, which we'll put into this army group. That'll be okay. And there's Fuel Refining 5 finishing up. Okay, So next up, we can definitely make our way down all of these if we wanted to. We could also start working on our navy, and that might not be a bad idea. It probably would be smart to get some navies going. So we're going to work on industry. Excellent. There we go. Next up is our armored division, and we're going to go here. And yes, I really, really don't like building navy. Honestly, it's more a meme than anything at this point. I like it. So we're at 13.8% naval supremacy here currently. We can see that there's also some mines that the enemy has laid. But that's okay. We're definitely going to want to get some construction out over here. And to that end, I think that we should probably start working on some naval dockyards out over this way. Specifically, I'm going to build naval dockyards basically everywhere we're allowed to out in Asia. I want more navy on this side, in the Pacific, specifically. So that'll be fine. We'll get that underway. We can't build that. That's in a foreign territory. Okay, we'll call that good for now. We'll get these naval dockyards underway. We're still working on some of our refineries. Okay, that seems reasonably fine. Get that underway. That won't take too long to build. This is all just one level of dockyard in each of these, so that should be reasonably fine. Excellent. Now, at this moment, I'm not expecting significant combat. For the moment, anyway. So I want to check in on how we're doing on the naval supremacy over here. It's at 14.5, 14.60. Okay, so presumably we lost that battle and we're retreating to repair. That's fine. Landing craft has finished. Okay, that is not necessarily the biggest deal right now, because our bigger problem right now is lack of navy, right? So we have a research slot available, and I want this one to go into air and just finish off modern large airframe. Let's get done with our air research, scratch that off the list, and then once we finish this guy, maybe we start actually researching navy. It is definitely causing us problems, the current state of our navy. So it probably does make sense to do. We can start working our way through some of our naval support here. We've got damage control, fire control methods. We've got torpedoes and armaments. We can just start working on every single one of these and just chunking our way through them fairly quickly. So that'll be the overall idea. Advanced guided missile will be done in 12 days. We can repurpose that into working on the Navy as well. And once we get all of those researches finished up, then we can really start repurposing or rather rebuilding our Navy. That'll be great. Now, we could launch an attack on the Ottoman Empire. We could also just invite them to our faction. So we could create a faction with them. And that's certainly interesting. Certainly interesting indeed. So, presumably, if they're in our faction, they'll allow us access to the Dardanelles and the Bosporus, but they will not allow people like Spain. In theory. We'd also be able to call them into this war. That would give us potential basing abilities. They don't have a naval base here in Sinai, but they do have one in Basra. Who controls this? The French Commune. Okay. I wonder if we could get basing rights from the French. That would be an interesting thing to do. Hang on. Let's check for the French here. What would we need for docking rights here? They have strategic reasons to be hostile to us. Okay. What about the British? They also have strategic reasons to be hostile to us. That makes sense. So I think the Ottoman Empire is where we want to go here. Let's create a faction with them. Your faction name here is the proper faction name. Definitely. No, this is going to be Carpetania. And it's actually excellent that we're at war with Spain, by the way, because we can conquer back Carpetania. Okay. So the dawn of Carpetania. I mean, Carpetania has been dawned for a long time at this point, but together we will never be defeated. Okay, so we could call the Ottomans into this war, I believe. We could. And so we shall. So we're going to call in the Ottoman Empire. And now, in theory, we should have access through the Bosporus. Yes, indeed we do. Okay. So we also should have the ability at this point for these guys to at least prepare. They may not actually launch this, but prepare a naval invasion right like that. So now this actually appears correctly, and there should be 10 divisions assigned to it. Indeed, there are. They can start preparing that, and they can execute that whenever they're prepared to. Now, as far as this down here goes, our naval situation here is probably not fantastic. So these guys are currently in North Borneo repairing. Understood. They're heading back out now. These guys are heading around. They're merging with the Russia Reserve Fleet. I actually want these 10 ships to be here. Okay. So we're going to do that. Perfect. These guys are repairing right now. They're going to get finished eventually. So what are we at navally up over here? We are currently at 13.7. Once these guys arrive, that will help matters somewhat. But that'll be okay. So as far as this actual naval invasion goes here, I don't expect it to be too much. Yeah, I don't expect this to actually go off without intervention, but we'll see if that ends up happening. We can set a new national focus, and at this point, I believe our national focus... Oh, we can do technology sharing. There we go. We'll do that. An unassigned division, a mountaineer division. Okay, we'll just toss that in over there for now. Beautiful. So the Ottomans are on our side now. We are considering them to be part of Carpetania at this point. We may kick them out of the faction and conquer them later. We'll see. But we do have these 3 infantry divisions, and we're going to put those in right here. We do have a research slot available, and I really do want to start working on some of this navy. So let's grab the basic medium battery. There we go. And checking in on the status over here. 13.7. Okay. So we're just waiting on these guys to finish their repairs. And then they'll go rejoin. So that'll take them a little bit of time. Indeed. Not that much time, though. They're repairing pretty quickly, so that seems okay. Excellent. 80% on the last one. 85. 90. 95. And they are heading back now. Excellent. So we can see that we're at 22.3% naval supremacy here. Okay. So we've got these 2 here. I'm going to merge them together. And we should probably give this an admiral. This guy will work. We can give him a trait as well. So he already has spotter right now. Minesweeping and mines avoidance. We know there's mines in this area, so that might not be a bad thing to do. Where did the fleet go? It just disappeared here. I think it is actually still over here, but I don't know where it went visually. Currently engaged in a battle? Yeah, there's an ongoing combat here. That must be what's going on there. Okay, that's fine. So at this point, we have an armored division here, which we can sort into this army. And taking a look at this, we just need the naval supremacy to be able to actually attack over here. So that's good. I think it's mostly Brazil over here that's the problem, right? I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. You're disengaging? Okay, sure. Cool. So where are you going? You're on your way to repair? Actually, you did take a fair amount of damage there. Understood. So that's reasonably fine for now. I'm not too concerned about our navy at the moment. We're working on it, but it's a long ways off at this point. We have neglected our navy very thoroughly, and that is understood. We are now reaping the rewards of ignoring our navy. But that's fine. We don't actually care that much. We're completely okay with the world tension going down. So this armored division is going to be sorted in over here. We're still working on getting our armies all set up, so that's absolutely fine. We've got lots of free manpower right now, so that is absolutely great. And we've got a bunch of vassals that we can get the resources from as well. So that seems absolutely fine. These guys are repairing down here. And actually, I kind of want them to automatic reinforce and automatic split off. Okay, so we'll do that. Now, there's a dangerous naval invasion happening up here. Oh, this is our naval invasion? Is that what it's telling us? Our invasion is naval? is dangerous. There are enemy naval invasions currently performed on this state. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to grab this army, and we're going to tell them to come over here for now, and I would like them to... What's the order here? Area defense. So we're going to get them on the way over here. Okay. So they're on their way, and they'll arrive eventually. Where are they even? I think they're up over here. Yeah, they're on the move. So they'll get there eventually, and the question is, where have they attacked? Oh, they've actually attacked on this is not Taiwan. This island. I forget the name of it. So that's fine. We can definitely actually have them come down to that. Instead of this, I would like them to forget that order, and I'd like them to front line here, and just offensive line down like this. And then just go on that as soon as they get here. So it's going to take them some time to get there, for sure. We'll see if these guys decide to advance. They are. That's understood. We knew that this would be a problem if they did this, but this is Brazil that landed here. That's definitely interesting. But we didn't have forces in this area. We knew it was a risk. But our forces are on the way. They will arrive reasonably quickly due to our railway. Expeditionary force from the Sikh Empire? Sure. Everybody's sending us expeditionary forces. I like it. So we have all of these unassigned expeditionary forces. I'm going to put this into a new army. That's 41 units. Okay, so I'm going to select half of those and put those into a new army, and that'll go in here. Okay, I'm going to send these guys down here as well. In fact, I may actually just send these... Well, let's send this army group over here. Let's delete any orders that exist for them right now and tell them, come frontline over here, just with this army group. There you go. So over they head. They'll get there eventually. They might actually get there first, so I'm going to tell these guys to forget their order. We're not going to use these Russian troops to do that. Okay. So for now, we're just going to move these guys back over here, and I kind of want these forces, unless they have an existing order, to frontline, like, out over here. That's a probably terrible place for them to be, but whatever. How many units are assigned to this order? 10 divisions. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so over we head here. These guys are just kind of taking free reign, but we'll be arriving soon enough. Our railroads are going to get us there fairly soon. We do need a commander here, and we'll need to promote up 2 field commanders. So 1 here, and that's all we can afford to do for the moment. So we'll put that in here. And then these guys, we can move 1, 2, 3, 4 into this army. And then we can move an additional... How many of these can go in here? Okay, we would need to move 4 out. That's fine. So these guys would go into a new army and then would come down over like that. Cool. So that's fine. We are going to see forces arriving here quite soon. We're moving over by rail. And they're not going to be able to take this territory. But yes, they are attempting to take this over. We didn't have anybody in this area, and we knew that was a risk. So this technology here needs to get researched, and that could be continuing down that way, but I really, really do want to make our way through some of these naval researches. So let's get going on that. And our forces will be arriving here very shortly, and we'll put a stop to this. Beautiful. So there's not too much that these guys can do here. We're going to, of course, launch an offensive line down like that and tell them, go ahead and get going on that. Okay, hello pause menu. Cool. So we're just going to get these guys supplied up. They're on their way in, and we're currently winning, or losing this, but they need to get resupplied. They just retransitioned over from, you know, Europe. And it'll take them some time to get situated. But that's absolutely okay for the moment. We have no leader in charge of this army group right now, but we are sending some forces in and pushing these guys back. So that's okay. These guys can be kind of a rapid response force. We could also have them be some sort of a coast guard. That is a theoretical possibility. And of course, these guys are still up over here. We're not going to attack Hokkaido at this time. We do have this unassigned armored division that will head in here, and we have a research slot available. We're going to grab the small caliber semi-armor piercing shell. There we go. And technology sharing has finished. Now, we don't have a national focus, and I'd like to work on one. So what do we want to work on here? Army training? Construction engineering? We might want to work on construction engineering for the time being. That seems okay. And it looks like Brazil has evacuated? I don't see any of their forces here anymore. It looks like they've decided not to do this. So I want to take a quick look how we're doing in the South China Sea here. We're 24.6. Okay, that's noted. Now, we are having free dockyards at this time. 10 out of 25. So we probably want to throw some more dockyards into the 36 submarine hull. The question is, where do we actually have this being produced at? Can we choose where that gets produced? Because I'd like it to get produced down here. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. I'm not entirely certain on that one. But we'll toss 5 more dockyards into that. We still need another 10, but I'm not too concerned about this right now. Yeah, this is very, very under control. Just head on in here. There doesn't appear to be anyone at this point actually contesting this. So just make your way on over, and this is no problem. Beautiful. Oh, there are people here. Okay. Well, we're moving in reinforcements. I'm a little surprised that they were still there, but yeah, they're definitely not going to stay there for long. This is pretty over. I want all of these units to just attack here. There's nowhere they can go. They're going to lose their dockyard here. Or rather, they're going to lose their naval base here. And that definitely spells the end of this incursion. No doubt about that. Now, what do we have going on up over this direction? I think that we just don't have enough naval supremacy in all of these regions. We're going to need a lot more than that, which is understood. Checking in down over here, 33%. Yep, that's not shocking. So Brazil is, of course, going to lose that unit. No surprises there. Okay, I'm now going to merge together all of these guys. And I'm going to remove them from this army group. And I'm going to tell these guys that they are going to area defend. And their area defense, well, first off, I do want them to finish this movement before they do this. Okay, so their area defense will include our entire coastline out over here. And it's going to require a lot of troops, potentially, to defend this. But I want them to defend our entire coastline on this side. And maybe even up in Alaska. So something kind of like this. We could also have them down here. This is going to require a lot of divisions to actually garrison. But for the moment, something along the lines of that. So we have... Oh! We launched this naval invasion. We'll see what happens with that one. I just noticed that. And we're losing it. Okay. Okay, so we have this here. We need to immediately begin construction of a naval base there, if we can. So this naval base is going to be right up over here. And we're going to begin construction of that immediately. It'll be done on 25 December. We're keeping these guys busy for at least another 11 days. Okay. One thing we could do is we could strike out and attempt to draw a line up over here. We're currently winning this attack. They also launched an attack up this direction. What if we supported this attack? We're apparently still losing that. But it'll last another 28 days, which is long enough for this naval base to get built, in theory. So we have these 2 armored divisions. This is a medium tank template, though, and that actually goes here. And then this armored division goes here. We have a research slot available, and we're going to grab the armor-piercing capped medium shell. There we go. That seems absolutely fine for the moment. And then over here in Philippines, the big question is, can we actually take this naval base? Currently, that appears to be a hard maybe. Now, they're currently looking to try to surround us, which isn't shocking here. And we're going to need to grab, say, improved... Actually, let's not do that. Let's continue to work on our naval support here. So let's grab improved ship torpedo launcher. I would love to see us win this right now. But we are currently winning it. It's the 10th of December as of right now. But this is very dicey. Very, very dicey. I am not convinced that this is going to go well. Another 12 days. If we can take this naval base, that's huge. Absolutely huge. We have these infantry divisions here, and they're going to go in here, but that's one too many. And so this guy is going to be sorted into this army. Okay. So there we go. That'll be reasonably fine. We're taking a look at this. We're currently winning this, but I do expect them to reinforce this. It would be kind of shocking if they didn't. It's currently the 17th of December, and we need to go until, what was this, Christmas, before this is actually built? Now it's on 30 December? Okay. So that's spicy. We just saw a unit stack wipe here, which is, of course, not ideal in the slightest. However, a unit just retreated here. We're currently still winning this. It's the 22nd of December, 23rd, 24th. We're still winning. It's the 25th. Less than a day. Get in here. We absolutely... Okay, they moved in reinforcements. It's the 27th right now. 28th. 29th. And 30th. We should have our naval base here now. We're very close to it. It's now going to be done on the 31st. Okay, it's done. Beautiful. So now these guys can all be assigned here. Excellent. We now want to just kind of fortify this position. Okay, so we have our foothold here. That is absolutely great. We want to bring in reinforcements. And this armored division is going to go here. We could bring in this tank force as well if we really wanted to. I feel like it's not necessary, but we can have them frontline here. With the idea being we would have the offensive line be somewhere like down here. And we can tell them to get going on that. It'll take them some time to arrive. But we now have some supply flow over here. It's not a lot of supply flow, but it is some. And reinforcements are on their way in. Beautiful. So here's reinforcements. At this point, I would like this army to get an offensive line of just this. Yeah. Go ahead and get started on that. That looks pretty decent. And we're going to start expanding this out. Our tanks will arrive eventually, but they're a ways away. I didn't actually expect this to go, so it's okay. This is an infantry division. It's in a weird spot. Okay, this is not a normal infantry division. Seems fine. So we've got our toehold on the Philippines, and we are going to start pushing them back. They're not going to last very much longer, but it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to continue to take over the Philippines, and there's very little they can do about it. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kintogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.